Assalamu alaikum, people listening and watching. You're tuning into the Let's Walk podcast. I'm your host, Ataur Rahman, and today I'm joined by Saify Saraiya. And now we have him on the podcast. So, Assalamu alaikum, Saify. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, wa alaikum salam. Thank you, Atta Rahman, for inviting me.
And
Let's listen to what you have to reach out
yeah.
in your
So,
podcast.
Saify, why don't you probably start with the idea of zero medicine wisdom? Like, how did you suddenly discover it, or were you uh, like a researcher under a scientist, or like, how did you come across that in the first place?
Yeah, yeah. Incidentally, 2006, I met one doctor who is in my neighborhood. I used to see that a large number of people would seek his appointment. He was a famous acupuncture doctor, but actually originally an MBBS MD with a PhD. He had he had denounced his practice, allopathy, and switched over to naturopathy and alternate. And after that, he came to the level of healing people through prayers. Rather, you can say healing through faith. Now, meeting him, there was a small difference. Faith is a very broad word which is commonly being used. But in his case, there was a crystal clear clarity, the way he was explaining faith and the way due to which uniformly everybody who meets him were getting healed. Of course, he expired 4 months ago, but he left me with a journey of almost 18 years plus, where he helped me to learn the zero medicine wisdom. And direct benefit is me and my family and hundreds of my friends whom I referred him. We have not taken medicine ever since. So it's almost 18 years have crossed. So none of the things which the world is is trying to make us believe is disbelieved by us, and whatever we would want perhaps the world to believe, as of now, maybe time will tell, because it's not in the mainstream.
Yep.
Yeah. So, like for example, you are doing your doctorate in pharma, and we are totally opposite to it.
Yep.
Yeah. So now the good thing is, say for example, if I have taken 90 people to him for healing, when all 90 get healed, that is where the proof of the truth is there. Whereas in any other situation, that may not happen.
Yep.
So his one of his website is also called foolproofcure.net. So I am a foolproof model of the truth that I have never taken medicine, and there is no way I would ever have to take, because we have learned how the body is controlled by the mind, and what mind does, that it invites disease in the body, or what should mind do to stay free from disease.
So if you can jump into, I'm sure this is like a lengthy topic, and all of the things as to how disease comes into our body and what. Obviously, like I'm sure everyone has heard about suppressed emotions and everything, how they manifest into different various organs of our body and show up the disease, whether it's anger, worry, anxiety, whatever that might be, and jealousy, and we other all kinds of emotions. And I'm sure this is a brief topic, but would you be able to like jump into like snippets of every single topic so that people can get an overview about how uh, the disease actually enters the body, and the mind does in order to like make it susceptible to get disease, and why allopathic medicines probably are not the best option at the moment.
Yeah, all right. So let me see. What should I say? Should I first question the allopathy, or should I go ahead with the cause of disease? See, what would you prefer?
It's up to you. You know, you can like however you find it. You know, it's the best way to explain.
Yeah. All right. See, uh, allopathy, it works only on symptoms. Okay. And what are the symptoms? Each one of us, on and off, we have fever. Yeah. And
Yep.
when we refer our fever to a doctor, they investigate and give the cause a name. Okay. They can give any name. It could be chikungunya, it could be typhoid, it could be viral fever, it could be malaria, it could be any name. But what we have learned and understood is fever is a symptom, and that symptom is healing you. We do not recognize any disease name. Just because something has been named, that doesn't make it real. The germs do not do not last forever. The formation that you see with your microscope, it is all it is all passing out. They, they don't exist. They have a purpose. For example, in a season, suddenly you will find one particular dragon flies swarming around. After some time, you find they vanish in thin air.
Yep.
So what we understand is that fever is a symptom and it is meant to heal you. So those who heed to the fever and allow the fever to do its job and do not suppress the fever, they recover, not only recover from the illness, but they also develop stronger immunity day by day. Now, suppose if you suppress that fever, you are rejecting the healing which the fever was originally supposed to do. And this is whatever it has created remains. That means somebody came to clean your house and it was disturbing you, you stop him from cleaning. And there's been dust remains. So we do not acknowledge any disease name in zero medicine wisdom.
So basically, there is
Okay?
no chikungunya, there is no typhoid, there is no. It is just like a sickness or like a fever thing.
If you say, for example, who are you?
Who am I?
If I ask,
Yeah.
no, yeah, you will say I am Atta Rahman.
Yep.
I say no, Atta Rahman, you are not Atta Rahman. Somebody named you Atta
Yeah.
Rahman. You
Perfect.
are just a organism which is in the form that sees, thinks, feels, senses, likes to eat food, and so on. Now, I observe you as an organism. I know what you are and how it is similar to me. Now, now that's how it is. Every organism has a purpose, and we do not give it a name. The moment you don't give it a name, it serves its purpose and goes. If there are some toxicity in your body, it comes to serve its purpose and goes. A fever is nothing but a defense force in action to fight the disease force that enters your body. Say, normally you should not be uh, eating one particular kind of food or or some kind of a toxicity you generate by your emotion. Say, for example, if you have sorrow, what happens to you? You create phlegm in your body and you start doing like this, isn't it? Now, if you would not have cried, that would not have got formed, isn't it?
Yep.
So when you do culture of flame, okay, but who created it in the first place? So likewise, if you do something which is creating toxicity in the body, To fight it, fever comes. Fever is an increase in energy which is fighting the enemy, the destructive force. So increase in energy is not something negative, it's something positive. So we see all symptoms as something that has come to our rescue. So if you get cold and cough, we say wonderful, it is protecting your lungs. Suppose if you say I have got vomit, I said wonderful, you ate something bad or you didn't allow your food to get digested properly, you were traveling immediately after eating, so you develop nausea of travel. Now the body doesn't want to digest it, it wants to throw it out. So wonderful, that is keeping you safe. So we see vomit as nothing but rejection of what the
Toxicity.
body doesn't want.
Perfect.
Suppose if you say, I've got diarrhea, I said, good, something that went inside, you was failed to digest properly. Now the body wants to throw it out. So whatever be the symptoms, it serves the purpose of keeping you protected and safe. It guides you what you should do, what you shouldn't do. Every symptom means take rest, allow the symptom to serve its purpose. So once the fever subsides, till you can start being normal. Otherwise, till you get fever or any of the symptoms, your job is to take rest, ponder on why it was caused, and when you are taking rest, be mindful that do not take food unless, I mean, this is uniform. When you have fever, you will never feel hungry. So don't take any
Yep.
food because fever is an increase in energy. It's fighting uh, destructive force. So allow it to win. If you eat during that time, what happens is the energy gets shifted to digestion. So when we understand the nature and how each uh, life functions, we do not try to interfere with it. So your pharmacology is an amazing science. It is good at giving you relief from symptoms. But in the process of giving relief to the symptoms, it is not checking on the cause, and then the disease increase, and then you have secondary infection, and finally all the other acute life endangering disease happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you briefly talked about how we are not trying to like get rid of infection as soon as possible, and obviously through science, scientifically it is proven that having a fever like increases the temperature, which decreases the rate of multiplication of bacteria, and which results in helping us getting immune to the bacteria or whatever the virus is. As our temperature increases, they can't breed into our body and they eventually get killed. And the moment we try to go against that mechanism, what happens is that the more bacteria gets built, and again, then the fever rises, and then again we take a tablet, and then that cycle keeps on going and going until then, some point, the bacteria gets used to the tablet, and then we have to switch to another tablet. And this is a pretty common thing which happens. And uh, why don't you jump a little bit into how you relate spirituality uh, with health and zero medicine wisdom? You briefly talked about how it is there in the Quran and everything.
Originator of the uh, universe in which we all exist has not failed in giving the manuscript or the manual to know how he has designed everything and how what is our role. So whether you call it Quran or whether you call it any other scripture, every other person who developing spirituality, spiritual wisdom, is to adhere to his original scriptures. It's a different thing that they have not been explained the way they should be. It has all become converted into rituals. So, say for example, if you were to use the word, say Quran, where the name of Allah itself means none but one. Okay, Allah means the none but one.
Yeah.
And if you say La ilaha illallah, again it means there is no God but
Worthy.
God.
Yeah, there is no God but Allah.
Yeah. Now, if you extend that as Bismillah Rahmanir Rahim, then it again goes similarly. The one who is Rahman and Rahim. When we use the word Rahman, it means the the compassion
Most merciful.
of the whole universe and individually merciful. That means, like you and me are talking, he is all compassionate to the entire creation. He is Rahman. Now, when we are part of it, then we are individually also under his care. So that is Rahim. So he is universal as well as individual. So, so that is by double word. So you say Hayyum and Qayyum. That means he's a life creator and it's a sustainer. So there is nothing where he needs human help to protect. All protector, all provider. Now, suppose you were to replace this word with some of the very simple scientific observation and the definition which we have learned, whether you go to the level of quantum physics or you go to the simplest level of energy. The first law of thermodynamics, you must be aware of it. It explains energy. That the law says energy cannot be created nor
Neither
it can be destroyed. Yeah.
Yep.
It can only be
Transformed into
from
different.
one form to the other.
Yes.
Yeah. You can block your energy and affect it, or you can let it flow and expand. Now, replace the word energy with Allah, it would mean the same thing. Replace this word energy with Atma, again it will mean the same. Atma does not get birth, nor it can die. So it means the same thing. It cannot be created, nor it can be destroyed. So it is our choice what name we call it. Now, if you understand that you are nothing but a manifested energy, and how beautiful you have a form, and the energy is talking to me, my energy hands, and we are just loving our conversation, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So there is a beauty in this energy, so many variety of beauty. Now, if you recognize this energy, with that, the story of all illness goes. Your consciousness becomes ever expanding, ever loving, because it just recognizes this as an energy. Only when you forget that you are an energy and you start fragmenting yourself as an identity, and that means, in other words, you fragment yourself from the whole, and instead of dancing and being joyful with the universe, you fragment yourself and start creating your identity. That is where ease is lost. Your ease goes away. We say that there is no disease that can harm you if you adhere to the spirit, the energy part of you. If we realize that we are nothing but an energy manifesting as this life now, it's got its physical body. Now, whatever is happening to you is what your consciousness is doing to you. Okay. Now, the one who designed you, manifested it, he is protecting you. Either you adhere to that design and stay protected, or have the will to choose something else, and that is by fragmenting yourself from the energy. If you are with the whole, then you are in harmony. So how does that happen? You create your identity, and then you develop ego, pride, and then you start believing in things rather than, now, say for example, if everything has been created from the energy, and if the designer of everything has a very wonderful design, at the same time he gives only human the freedom to choose their own design. So if human says, no, no, I am not going to deviate from the design with which I am created, then he becomes the so-called, the term we use, Ashraful Makhlukat. He only keeps getting enhanced in wisdom. He doesn't innovate. He develops intuitiveness. So he becomes inventive as per the guidance he experienced within him. It's a very advanced way of seeing. That is how you'll find some of the scientists are doing wonders. They're inventive. And there are some who are uh, uh, doing mischief. Okay, let's use this word energy as a term. Now, if energy cannot be destroyed, nor it can be created, then how how does it work now? What shall we do with that energy? Now you are that energy. Can anybody stop you from staying in the bliss of that energy? What can disturb your bliss? Say,
Like,
for example, you are a bundle of energy.
let's say it's like a
I'm saying
water.
you.
We put a dam, so the water is not allowed to go. Something like that.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, you start thinking that you will not get the water. You do not know the one who is the energy has designed everything to function in a paradise way. But you are not trusting that. You have got the choice not to trust that, because the one who created gave you the consciousness to choose, to either trust or doubt. If you choose doubt, that means just because you don't know, you doubt. But if you, the one who has created me, I don't know how I got created, but the one who created me knows. So I don't doubt. So you just adhere to. So it's like this. There is another Nobel laureate who came up with one additional extension, that energy does not come from matter, okay, but matter gets created due to energy. It makes sense?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, next you can say that matter can become energy also, isn't it?
Yes.
So you can use the word Quranic. We were created. Uh, we go back to, so the energy became matter. Matter became energy. Now you are now a conscious person in the body. Now your body will vanish, but the energy will remain.
Yes.
Whatever you consciously did will remain. So just a little bit of pondering, and all that drama of scientific world and our belief things, goods, asset, properties, land, geography, achievement, everything will get burst like a balloon.
Savi, why don't you probably dive into some of the steps that people can take in order to probably, utilize this zero medicine wisdom, and how they can inculcate a little bit into their lives and benefit from it.
Um, okay, we went to the right. Now, okay, currently, globally, there is a fear of COVID related vaccine and vaccination death. People were earlier given fear of COVID. Now, now there is this a new thing has spread. Many court cases are being filed on death due to vaccination. Are you aware of that?
Yep. I'm not sure about the
Yeah.
court cases, but then I've heard that people who got vaccine, they passed away.
Yeah. Now, now the question is because that fear is there, we can take this as a subject because my book Zero Medicine Wisdom rejects the concept of disease, so we do not fear any disease. We know that fever and all the symptoms are healing us. Now, since COVID has become the global buzzword today, we'll take this as a topic. For 2.5 years, we were put in a lockdown, so it's quite fresh. Maybe a few years later, something else might come in. Now, how do you ensure that you don't fear? Now, suppose you have been vaccinated, okay, or for that matter, any of your pharma medicine is given to the body, but body doesn't see it as natural. It rejects it, okay. So when it rejects it, you will automatically get fever, vomit, cough, cold, and all that. So that is a sign of body rejecting what is harmful to it. Now, what is happening is because we are still working on what you call dealing with the symptoms, when it is rejecting and you are developing some kind of a pain or fever, you are again suppressing it with well-known paracetamol or the so-called dolo, very common name now. Now that means you are again not letting it get healed. So finally, body says, "Okay, you don't want to let me heal. Get lost. I'm giving away." So all the unnatural death that has happened is only because they were not allowed to get healed. Your pharmacy kept on interfering and suppressing the healing process. I would say they are not suppressing the disease; they are suppressing the healing forces. Now, even though this is a very clear cut, such a simple way, and there is a huge empire with which the whole world economy functions. This I am the living proof of it, and like me, thousands of us. Now, if this word spread that stop taking any kind of medicine, let the energy in you seek protection from the energy that is functioning you. So you can replace that term with the consciousness in you seek protection from the higher consciousness, as simple as that. So what I do on and off, I recognize my breath as my energy, my breath as my life creator or life originator. So on and off, I keep doing this. I just feel the breath and say, and recognize the unknown creator, unseen creator in the breath. I feel the breath and I feel the blessing of the originator. So, and I feel blissful. And I use the word Bismillah Rahman Rahim. I feel your blessing. I begin in your name. OSG. Can use any word. And then I recognize that energy as Rahman and Rahim. That means that energy is functioning the whole universe and me. with all its mercy and compassion.
Yep.
Now, when I release that breath, what I say, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, means I am thankful to this wonderful energy. So I express my thanks when I release. In other words, I express my gratitude when I exhale, and I feel the blessing when I inhale. Now, as I do that, immediately everything starts functioning very well. My every cell is in experiences the bliss. My every body part which receives the oxygenated blood by the sharpness of that breath, which gives power to the circulation of the blood. And if you were to observe, you can see, oh, suddenly everything is functioning well. I just did that there was some knee surgery done to one of my friends. Now that fellow he replaced his knee and he was in very much pain in that ICU. And there was in the background there was this that which displays the, what do you call it, electrogram.
Yeah.
So
Electrocardiograph.
yeah, as he was explaining his pain and he was making faces, he was making the sound. I said, relax, feel your breath, feel, take the name of Allah and feel your breath, feel the blessing in the air that you breathe in. And to the surprise of even the duty doctor who were watching, his graph changed. It became comfortable. What was going jumping? And he also closed his eyes and started adhering. I said, now when you exhale, feel gratitude. So see how in just fraction of seconds, a change in mindset can change things. So in a way, today's discussion, this one topic, we can re-record it in a better way. The wisdom is unfolded. So what can be done is we can grow lovely fruit trees, we can grow lovely plants, we can beautify this world with natural things. But all the other things which we do is, according to me, evil. We don't have to do destructive technology. We don't have to get into pesticides and antibiotic type of thing. That is mischief, according to me. Somebody wanted to do culture right from the time of the, to create biochemical weapon, and that became a science. Yeah, wonderful. You can you get sleeping pills. You are able to create steroids to support. Uh, uh, so there are many such things. So they are like, if you know the story of that Moses and the Pharaoh. Moses was told to throw his staff, and serpents came out. Then Pharaoh got annoyed. He said, okay, I'll also call my magician. You are trying to show me magic? Then he calls his court magicians, group of them, and they also do the same thing. Then the prophet Moses says, oh God, what is this now? He said, okay, you again hit the staff. And he does that. This time his serpents go and kill the other serpents.
Yeah.
Now that is where those people give away. They give away. So innovation is from the energy. Okay? But energy, you can innovate, but you cannot create. So science is only innovating. Science has not created any life. It is playing with life. It is perverting life. So we are watching the fun. You can keep on doing it. But the human who says no, I'm going to adhere to nature, that human is protected. Those who trust, they are safe. Those who doubt, they fall prey to. So this is how a filter is going on.
So,
Filtering of, we
so
came from one. Yeah,
yeah, sorry to interrupt you. So you're saying some of the things that people can do in order to help themselves is the power of breath, planting trees, obviously in an organic way, and then be able to eat those things.
yeah. Basically, as a living being, what do I need? All that my five sense wants me to. I want to be pleased. My body wants to be pleased. My mind wants to know. My body wants to. I get hungry. I need food. When I see something, I want to beautify. When I hear something, I want to feel the melody. So we want to enjoy fragrance. We want to enjoy flavor. Now all that is positive. But if what is not understood by me is the desire to pervert, desire to withhold, uh, the desire to not trust, question. Suddenly you are in the middle of all abundant universe, and you start uh, fighting for a piece of land, and start hoarding what you don't need. You are a needy organism. A needy organism need is fulfilled by integration, but not by separation. You and me talking together is integration. We not talking is separation. You and me cooking together and sharing is integration. So uh, a human can integrate and expand. That is what we are talking about. So otherwise it is disintegration and self-destruction. We can just watch. There is a world that is made to envy, have greed, and have pride, and there is the beautiful divine world where people wait, maintain patience, observe, yeah, have gratitude, and surrender, adhere to align to the will of the creation. They remain safe. No harm can ever happen, because that is what is meant by आत्मा न कभी पैदा होती न कभी मरती. You stay with atma in this body or out of the body. You remain in compose, in poise. So
Do you
there is
think?
no role of farmer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Please continue. Yeah, you can finish the point, and I'll interject after that.
Now, you are doing your doctorate in pharmaceutical,
Yeah, like pharmacy.
whatever, pharmacy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's nice that you are testing yourself to this side of the story, and something wonderful can come out from you.
Hopefully, inshallah. Yeah. So the point I wanted to probably direct towards is, do you think the modern lifestyle probably, the modern, I wouldn't say the modern lifestyle, but the lifestyle that we have adopted and we have chosen, I shouldn't blame this or that, because we are solely responsible for the lives that we are living. Do you think that the current lifestyle that most people are living, where our focus is, we are in a rat race, complete rat race, for focusing on, getting I've got my degree done, I've got my job done, I get my car done, I get my house and the property and the marriage and whatnot. Do you think this complete cycle of chasing and trying to like, obviously the social thing is that how will I look in front of other people and how people are going to accept me and whatnot? Do you think this plays a role in obviously the mental health, but at the same time, do you think it manifests into the physical health and the way people are feeling envy, jealousy, greed, and whatnot?
Yeah. Now, see, you are very right. Okay, it may sound like jumping from topic to topic because, all right, but still, let it be difficult for people. Okay, see, uh, somebody asked me this question. That today there is this topic of childhood trauma is the latest buzzword. So, can you tell about childhood trauma? A boy was trying to interview. So I said, childhood trauma. Yeah. Then I said, whatever you describe, no, rat race and people into it. Now, I would say they are all victim of childhood trauma, including you and me. As a child, we were not allowed to be with our own nature. Right from the day one, our parents forced us against our own nature. It could have begun with force feeding us. So we were never given the freedom to follow our own mind. For example, if you feel hungry and then you are given food, that is okay. But you are not allowed to feel hungry and always being fed by the parent. So you are traumatized. What the hell? I don't want, and mommy keeps feeding me. You don't want to learn, and somebody is going to dictate some notes and hit you if you don't practice those notes, and you have to give exam. Where did you want to learn, man? That you have to practice the syllabus. So none of us got the chance to even be mindful. So we write each of the human who have brought up like is in that rat race. They don't even think why am I competing? What will I achieve? What do you want to become? I mean, okay, you will become a doctorate in pharmacy. So what? What does it happen? I'll get a job. So what if you get a job? I'll have I'll keep money in bank. So what if you keep in, the moment you start answering, then you will find, oh, you are being made to race after something, not enjoy even a moment of your own life. Why you have come into existence? What is to taste the food? What it is to love, enjoy beauty? What it is to love a human? When we see another human, instead of loving and chatting with him, we want to compete. And even at the end of competition, what happens in the end?
We are left unsatisfied. We are like, why
yeah,
why don't I feel that contentment?
yeah, and finally this topic, zero minute, you fall sick, and then that's it. So today the entire humanity is in trauma, and it is taking its way towards its own extinction, save those who are listening to our talk today and changing.
Yeah.
So what is required is that instead of people are, oh, what did you complete? I completed my MBA. What did you do? So what, man? Who has created a MBA syllabus? How does it matter with regard to joy in your life? So the very first thing, the moment they gave you identity and they gave you ego and they gave you competition, we have lost it. But suppose if our parents were very loving people, loving their neighbors, and loving every other person uh, equally, and everybody joyfully playing together, enjoying the field, enjoying each other's company, and no identity. You may simply we may call by name, but we don't see ourselves as the other. We and they, I and you. We use the word we. And in that we, there is so much wholesomeness. Unless it is we, you can't play. So now that kind of upbringing, no damage there. But suppose, see, where the goof up happens, I'll tell you. Take example of your selfie or a mirror. If you see yourself in the mirror, somebody tells you, "Oh, that's your photo," and you'll say, "Yeah, that's me, Atta Rahman." But suppose if I say, "Don't you ever look at the mirror? Don't take selfie camera. Just look ahead as a living organism. What is there in front of you?" Then you can't even see your face. Suppose you were never given to see your face, and I tell you, "Who are you?" You will observe what is in front, and you say, "I am something, some organism that can see." Oh, is it? Yeah, yeah, I can see, and see how I can feel also. Oh, wonderful! You are a feeling organism and a seeing organism. Yes, yes. And let me think. Let me think. I can make meaning also. Oh, I can smell also. Now you are becoming something wonderful. Oh, what a wonderful mechanism I am. I can observe everything. And let me see what I can beautify. Then you start playing with nature. Now you are whole. Now you are part and the whole. The whole universe is inside your, you know. Now this is you. What you see is you. Earlier, your reflection was being told that it is you, and and that was a goof up.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. I know. So now you see from tomorrow, even if you do not have this interview, and you start seeing your life expanded with the way you see, oh, you will feel in real bliss. You will simply like to love everybody. And you know, when you do not see your mirror, people can see your smile. Just understand.
Oh,
Why? Because you are not self-conscious. When you see outside, immediately you feel beauty, and you see another kind like another hand like, and you say hello. Immediately, smile comes. Now, when the smile comes, that object which sees you wants to also smile, and suddenly there is a bonding. This is what a human wants. Human. Now, you will feel hungry. You are an organism, you will feel hungry, but that doesn't make you selfish. A child, without even knowing where the mouth is, was able to breastfeed.
yeah.
So you can't see your face, but you will put your hand and put food in the mouth. You can't see where your face is. You can say where some smell is coming from here. So for you are the world. What you see is you. Now when I'm talking to you, I see you, that's me. And sometimes, suppose if you and I we meet together, and I try to see your eyes, oh, now I see, that's me in you.
Yeah.
Then I can even say, hey, where did you come from? You look similar like me. This is the beauty. Then I think there's nothing more to say. Just see how life. So the answer is you can tell people, you know, that no need for any intellectual lectures. Uh, uh, just say start looking, behold the beauty. Don't behold your reflection.
Yeah, that's a really nice metaphor you put it, Very easy to conceptualize and explain it to people rather than having like a huge, lecture or something. And I'm sure, obviously, we jump from topic to topic and topic to topic, and I'm sure we can one day hopefully do brief, in dive in depth topic kind of thing. And thank you, Saifi, for coming on. And hopefully, I would love to have you on again on the podcast and hopefully dive into more. And
Yes.
I hope you people listening and watching learned something.
By the way, let me tell you one nice thing. What I've done is, can you see this heading?
Yep.
It is called Divine 30 Question Dialogue on Absolute Well-being. So, this design thing is that this is my next work. This is a highly simplified, uh, uh, what you call six mind map that explains ourselves. You can say it is the crux of all the philosophers, whatever they seem to say. It is the crux of all the prophets, what they have to say, in a very simplified way. So, like how this metaphor you liked it. So sometimes you know what happens, Atar, that when we get into this discussion, maybe small clip can drive away the point. So instead of having a unstructured interview, we can still have a structured interview with 30 questions.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
that sounds
So,
nice. New
yeah,
interesting idea.
yeah, I've done that. Uh, I I met you today. Okay, somewhere you have understood. One thing enlighten you. I think you deserve to know more.
For sure, for
Yeah.
sure. I would love
So,
to meet you whenever I'm
yeah.
down in Chennai. And yeah, for other people who might be listening and watching, uh, I'll put down all the links Saifi has for his book on Amazon and his website and LinkedIn and everything. And other than that, you guys know what to do. Stay blessed, keep taking action. We will catch you in the next one.